I'm just gonna let this bit speak for itself. So from now on, I'm gonna shut up for a little bit.
20 years ago, this was the scene of the last war on Earth. This Pacific island is where the future was built, where the old guard, the fossilized establishment, was brought down. 20 years have been spent building a new Earth, a world of plenty and peace. But the old guard never went away. The remaining monsters of the 20th century, the death lovers, the power brokers, the old men who lived on theft and hate, have formed a cabal with the intent to break the world apart. With new machinery unimagined by the outside world, they have incorporated the island into a newly grown chicane of similar islands. The Earth literally forced by machines to throw islands up into an artificial design. The cabal control their operations from the shielded island in the center of the chicane. Operations for war against a world that's given war up. It's up to the new society of 2032 to relearn war, to revive the last of the adaptive cruisers. Give it the ability to lend battle vehicles autonomous control by bonding their systems with the chip-contained minds of dead soldiers, and to send them all into the chicane to fight their way through to Island Zero and the nightmare waiting there to be set loose on the planet. These are hostile waters.
Oh yeah. 2032. That's right, in just, what is it, 17 short years, we will have successfully ended all wars, invented nanobots, and given ourselves the ability to store consciousness on silicon. Wouldn't that be cool? I've been thinking about this game a bit recently because of my making a role-playing game thing that I'm doing, and that soul catcher chip element is actually something I want to incorporate, but that's not why we're here. We're here right now because we're doing like a Let's Play thing, like a little Let's Play. This won't be standard Let's Play. What I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially tell you the plan and then show you its execution in fast forward, because this game, like you can witness the story and it's literally $2 on Steam if it's still on sale. It was 90% off and down to $2, and I was just like, yes. At least I think it was 2, maybe just 1. Either way, the gameplay is good, but the story is why you're here.
Walker? Walker?
Morning, Church. Have you slept?
I think I may have drifted for 5 minutes. It's hard, you know?
Church, I've had word from Minitech. They finished their report on the missiles and warheads.
I have the full analysis here.
No heat signature, self-replicating fuel, fast strike.
70% of the missile capable of carrying payload. I skimmed through it on the way up here.
There aren't many people who have access to these technologies. Any of these technologies, not anymore. A few of our people, 1 or 2 from Minitech, no more. We made sure of that. Over the past 20 years, we've had our agents keep close tabs on all the radicals, and none of them have developed any significant weaponry, certainly nothing of this magnitude.
Maybe a new group. One that slipped through the system?
Nobody slips through the system. We've got more agents out there than there are faction members. If there was a split, we'd know about it. For Christ's sake, we control most of them. They can't take a shit without us knowing about it.
Who then?
Come here. Some months ago, it came to our attention that large shipments of raw materials were being routed to an island chicane in the Pacific Ocean. Central's records show that new research facilities are planned for the area and that some work has begun, but this doesn't explain the quantities that have been shipped there. 2 weeks ago, we sent a small ops team into the area to carry out preliminary investigations.
And?
And we haven't heard from them. Their links have been disabled.
Any clues as to why?
Nothing but speculation and conjecture. But with that, alongside the attacks last night, the disappearance of 3 of our most prolific scientists over the past 12 months means we're fast running out of options. We need to act. At 4 o'clock this morning, Central gave the green light to reopen the Antaeus program.
The Antaeus program? But the Antaeus technology is gone. Destroyed. All the vessels disassembled after the war.
They were. All but 2. Look around you, Church. We use the same technology to purify the air, to provide food and clothing, to manage and maintain our environment. We've turned that technology into something that benefits every person in this city. Every inhabitant of the Earth.
If the music could just keep a handle on itself, that'd be great. I'm trying to listen.
Sit down, Church. There's something you don't know about the Antaeus cruisers. Information that only a handful of people have ever been privy to, and that's been kept classified for the past 20 years.
I'm listening.
You've heard of Soulcatcher?
Classified 1990s American military program? Theoretical research into storing human brain functions on silicon. It was closed in the late 90s to make funds available for the advancement of the SETI programs.
Mostly correct, but it was never closed. Far from it. Every crew member on an Antaeus vessel was fitted with a Soulcatcher chip. If they ever died in combat, their thoughts, their abilities, their minds were stored on silicon, ready to be salvaged and used again to pilot a specially adapted craft built using the cruiser's onboard nanofactories.
Christ.
That's not all. The Soulcatcher system proved fine for most tasks, but it was crucial that the captain of a cruiser should always be corporeal, a real human with a real mind. This presented the scientists and technicians with a problem. The chips could survive being inactive for years on end, but how could a human be stored? How could they put a human being in stasis? The answer, unfortunately, was that they couldn't.
So who?
Walker.
Sir?
Church.
Sir.
Have you finished your briefing yet, Walker?
No, sir. I was just...
It'll have to wait. I've just heard from Central, and the news isn't good. Of the reactivations, only 1 has been successful. Antaeus Prototype 00.
What about 04?
Cerebral damage. It won't respond to the reactivation signal. We'll have to go with just the 1 cruiser. It's within a day of the last known position of the Spec Ops team, and is in a serviceable condition.
When you say serviceable...
Propulsion is online. Command is online. The net link is working. Scanners are online. The main guns are down. Replication is offline. Automated lifting is offline.
How much can be repaired using the nano repair systems?
Providing we're careful, enough to hold the ship together until we can get it to a disused wet dock, situated 65 kilometers east of the current position. A mini-tech repair team is being dropped into the area at 2300 hours today. They're going to stay concealed until the cruiser is within an hour of the wet dock, just in case we're being observed. They'll then activate the automated service systems and dock the carrier. There's an island lying off the bow of the cruiser. There should be enough scrap metal lying around there to get the creation engines back online. The reactivation system has built one Pegasus unit and one Scarab unit, equipped with a recycling unit. The Soulcatcher interface is badly damaged, however. Captain, you'll need to use the direct link to control those vehicles until we've got your Soulcatcher interface back online. Church, I want you to patch into the carrier's systems and see if you can diagnose what is wrong. Do whatever you can to get that interface system working. Walker, monitor progress and advise as necessary. I want hourly updates from both of you. Don't let us down.
Our current objectives: gather 3,500 energy, and both units must survive. Okay, there's some tutorial nonsense. I'm actually going to read through it. Cursor keys move the map, like so. Zoom in and out with a plus and minus. I'm gonna need those because, again, like, whole game plan here: show the plan, execute the plan. Although in this particular instance, look, I'll do it anyway. Hold the right mouse button and you can rotate the map. Pay attention to the box situated in the top hand corner of the screen as you progress through the missions. This is the command interface. These are these icons up here. In the top right. They give you a bunch of things you can do. We basically can't do jack. 3 important things you should know about the command interface. Maximize and minimize the command interface with the spacebar. Whilst in direct control of a unit and it is maximized, you cannot move the unit apart from looking around. When it is repaired, it allows you to change the default command for any selected unit in the war room. You can click on the unit and then just do stuff. It is a grid that uses your vehicle movement keys when active. If you are directly controlling a unit. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Give me 1 second for that. What is the menu key? Why on earth is the frickin' inversion going on? I'm not gonna use the joystick. Probably not. It's not really a joystick game. That's better. Pegasus has no weapons, but it is capable of lifting objects from one location to another. Try flying around. Point the right mouse button to target. Left mouse button to harpoon. Boop.
Scanners are showing large amounts of metal concentrated to the southeast of the main crater. Once you have dropped Scarab onto the most easterly of the 2 beaches, you should move up to this area, salvaging whatever you can on the way.
So, as I said, we have a plan. Now, we also don't know the exact layout of the island, but we can draw some conclusions. It is an island. There is currently no enemies on it. At all. None. Because this is the tutorial mission for gathering resource. Resource, shown in the bottom right hand side, is energy. There is only the one resource. You gain energy by using the Scarab unit, which is that guy there, to basically disassemble, using nanites, metal. You move the Scarab unit around via the Pegasus helicopter, which is a lifting helicopter. It does nothing else. It lifts! and things move. That's all there is to it. So, our game plan. Fly the Pegasus manually to the island here. Then, take manual control of the Scarab unit. Drive all across the island until the mission is done. The end. Or, hard mode, gather just enough energy so that when we disassemble the Scarab unit, because there is a disassembling engine on the back of the carrier, we can disassemble the Scarab, and then by holding the down button on the helicopter, also disassemble the helicopter so that we end the mission with no active units. That's actually my own personal challenge. It's not that challenging. Let's do it. Hello, little Scarab. Use the arrow keys to do movement, and there we go. Now we no longer have stuff until I can actually see what's going on. Lower altitude with the Q key. Oh look, we've lowered enough, and the Scarab's on the ground. Left mouse button to let go of the Scarab. Press 1. Not F1, but 1, because you use number keys to swap to different things. I have a Scarab. I can actually push 2 once, and it'll show me what that helicopter can see. If I push 1, I know how to do things. That is how you energy. This is mostly a system that you should, if you're playing this game, automate. You can't obviously automate for this mission. It simply can't be done. Games like automation, what even is that thing? Because, well, we're not ready yet. Our soul catcher interface just doesn't exist, and things cannot be automated, turns out, without having a human brain literally transposed in silicon inside it. It's not possible. Science fiction says so. Now, the more energy something is, the longer it takes to gather. Again, like, this is a process really should automate. Particularly for the later missions, and it's something that you need to keep an eye on, because whilst your dude will drive around just gathering energy from everything, he has a limited radius, and it's ill-advised to, well, not be gathering energy. So, it's best to move him around where available. This is somewhat of a strategy. It's a light strategy, because it's not a grand strategy, that's for sure. And it's not even, like... No, I don't want to gather that.
This place reminds me of what it was like. This island was over a mile square, you know.
I've heard the stories, but I never thought.
Was over a mile square. Well, I believe, hang on, let's find out for a sec here. No, I don't want spacebar. I want E to go up. No, you can't lock onto things. You can't gather while being flown around. Interesting fact, it does actually show me the energy value of the Scarab.
Gotta move on, Captain. Time is an issue here.
I know time is an issue. Oh yeah, so you know how they said quite clearly you need to have a human commander of one of these things? They get around that by making a human body and then ramming a soul capture chip in where the brain's supposed to be.
Sampling in progress. Do not move. Warning. Disassembling vehicle.
Good work. Now return to Antaeus for a full debrief.
We did it. Because we are the champions at gathering energy. Down, 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 down. I can't mimic Walker's voice, but that should be enough energy to get some of your primary systems back online. Church is patching into the Soul Catcher interface at the moment. By the time you are at the coordinates we've sent to your nav computer, it should be at least partially operational. We will still need to... That's Church. We will still need to carry on collecting energy from scrap. We have to get as many systems as possible back online before you arrive at the wet dock. We'll let you know minimum energy requirements as soon as we can. This is a critical time for you, Captain. The cruiser is badly damaged by the prolonged submersion and is very vulnerable. That said, we do have the creation engines back online, so you'll be able to construct new units from any spare energy. The bad news is that most of Antaeus' vehicle schematics are lost. Minitech engineers are working round the clock on updates, but it could take some time to get them integrated into your systems. As an interim measure, Minitech... Minitel? Yes. Minitel. Agents think that they have located the wreckage of a Hornet-class single-seat helicopter about 3 hours from here. Its onboard system should contain full schematics for replication. We'll brief you in full when we arrive at the location. In the meantime, familiarize yourself with the current global situation. I got no medals. Sadness. So sad. I get 0% destruction. What even is this? But my efficiency? Damn, son!
This is an artifact of nanotechnology, a science of small things. These are assemblers, powerful computerized engines, each just a dusting of atoms wide. One alone can begin building an object from nothing up, one atom at a time. Millions of assemblers could sit unnoticed in the crevices of your hands. Billions of them could build a plane from the ruins of a tank and a few handfuls of dirt within hours. The untold trillions in the adaptive cruiser's creation reactor will create new weapons and vehicles from what the scavengers bring back within seconds.